Hello everyone, what is going on and welcome back to our My Player Career Mode. Hopefully you're all doing fantastic. Thank you for tuning in. Today it's the season finale as we look to do the double by beating Hoffenheim in the DJWood final. But before that, we need to finish off the Bundesliga. We'd won it last episode in a victory over Leipzig. I was suspended for that game after picking up too many yellow cards. So regardless of whatever happened here against Dusseldorf, we knew we were champions. And I can confirm we do lift the title here as well. Unlike last season when we missed it. So no matter the outcome, you will see at least one trophy lift today, that being the Bundesliga title. But to talk about the game against Dusseldorf, honestly, it was probably the performance of the season, and we didn't really need it. We hit them for 6 goals in a single match, and everything we were doing just seemed to turn to goals, like every move we put together. As I say, performance of the season probably in this one. Following this, we took on Frankfurt, decided to sim that because I didn't really need to play it, and it was away from home before we had our home tie against Hertha Berlin, which means absolutely squat, even though I said that potentially that might be a title decider. It's not, but I do still play that because there's potential for that to be our last home match as a Dortmund player. We'll talk about it a bit later on in the video. But after 2 years at the club, winning the Bundesliga, the DJWood, the Champions League, no matter what happens later on in the final, we've won pretty much everything that we can win with Borussia Dortmund, right? Aside from the Europa League or anything like that, but to do that, we'd have to drop out of the Champions League. We've done it all here. This season was pretty much about trying to retain the treble. We failed to do that after we were knocked out by Real Madrid in the Champions League, so it's probably time now that we look to our next challenge, especially when you think about the fact that we are 27 years of age, so no longer very young anymore. We've got to start thinking about our next step, about what we want to win, how much we want to win, and all that stuff before we potentially become a manager. But full time here, as I said, trophy lift time, and I'll leave you with a bit of music before I come back to show you the Hertha Berlin match. So there it is then, the trophy lift. And is that to be the only one of today? Well, stay tuned to find out. Frankfurt, we beat them, and it was time to finish off the season against Hertha Berlin. As I said, because we were at home and decided to play it as somewhat like of a goodbye to the home fans. And as you see at the end of this match anyway, we do actually, the camera kind of focuses on us, and we gave a little wave to the crowd as if to say, thanks for everything, see you later. We'll have to see if that's going to be the case. But to talk about one of the reasons why I decided to switch off the handball for the final of the DJWood was this game right here. The first penalty gets given, I don't think it was, personally. I don't think there's much the Hertha Berlin defender could have done about it to try and stop the handball. Haaland converts from the penalty spot anyway. We then went 2-0 up after a massive slice of luck. The ball ricocheting back off of Todibo straight onto me, and it just let me get through one-on-one. I was like, okay, well, Sancho's waiting in the middle. Let's just play it across for the tap-in, and that's exactly how the goal panned out. But then, another penalty decision, and this one, I mean, I guess I can understand it, but even so, Ozan's hand is not raised or anything like that. Eriksen's shot was goalwards, but it did strike the defender on the arm, but I don't know whether or not you can give this. It's really harsh. So, with 2 penalties in the same match, I was like, okay, let's just turn it off for the final. Let's not have any silly penalty decisions for that. It will still be on for like free kicks and such, but penalties switched off for. Haaland converts again to make it 3, getting his second of the match. Hasn't scored 2 easier goals all season long, really. And then with 5 minutes to go, Mariano popped up with a goal himself as well to complete the rout and make it 4-0. So 10 goals in 2 matches for us in the 2 games we featured in. Sets us up very nicely, doesn't it? For our final, if you can call it that. Final, can you? I don't know. But we'll see. And as you see, as the boys are sort of giving each other a pat on the back, the fans stay around, and then this is the moment which I think made sure just to kind of say bye-bye, as you can see. A little wave to the crowd, and we'll see if it is to be goodbye. But for now, I'll leave you in the very capable hands of myself as we jump over to live to see how the rest of this episode pans out. And that, my friends, is a wrap for the Bundesliga season. We are champions 2 years in a row. And not only that, but we actually got to see us lift the title this time. And hopefully, we'll see us lift another as we have the DJWood final coming up as the last potential game in a Dortmund shirt for us. There is a community post in my community section of the channel, just asking your thoughts on whether or not you want us to move to a different club, stay at Dortmund. It all depends really on if we are able to get a transfer, because sometimes, especially when you are so high rated, a lot of teams just don't even bother making an offer for you. So yeah, depending on that, let me know your thoughts. Maybe leave a comment as well on the comment section of today's video. But before we get into the DJWood final, we've got to cover some of the Bundesliga things like the stats for the players, the team of the tournament, and all of that good stuff. And as you can see, the messages have come through. So let's take a look at those. I'll also be covering the other leagues, like how Arsenal have got on, Norwich as well, at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that. So, team of the tournament has been announced, and we'll see who has made it into the team of the year. So as you see, Castells is the goalkeeper, so David Soria missing out. Oh, sorry, Soria's actually left, hasn't he? So, yeah, we definitely won't have the goalkeeper, I've just realised. Klosterman is in there from Dortmund. You can see who else. Myself, McKennie. I'm really happy to see McKennie in the team of the season because he's been a bit of a unsung hero for us. Sancho, Haaland, Silva in there, who actually went on to win the Golden Boot as well with 21 goals to his name. Goalkeeper of the tournament went to Castells, who obviously was in the team of the year as well. But the player of the tournament has been announced, and we have won it. So there you have it then. The Bundesliga player of the year is us. And I guess we can take a look then at how it finished, the actual table of the Bundesliga. Because as you'll see, Bayern Munich, unless they win, are they still in the Europa League, Champions League or something? Because as you see, they're not even in Europe next season. They are 9th, and that's how it's finished. And considering we were in a bit of a title race earlier on in the season, we've actually gone on to win it by 16 points. So that's quite strange when you look at how close it was in the earlier stages of the season. And I do want to check that. So Bayern were in the Champions League, I think, and they are out, if I remember. And it's Manchester City versus PSG in the final, and I did call that, didn't I, in the last video. So City taking on PSG for the Champions League trophy. Quick look at the player stats, and then we're all but ready to get into the DJWood final. So we finish, actually that's the Bundesliga. We finished second in goal scoring, 18 and 32. Haaland just behind us as well, but Silva deserving of his Golden Boot. Assists-wise, we are head and shoulders above anybody else on 23 and 32, and it's easy to see why we actually got given the player of the tournament. Now, we did pick up 4 yellow cards, and I'm in the top 10 for yellow cards, which is fairly surprising. But that's it. Right, it's time for the DJWood final. And to let you guys know, in regards to any of the rules, I have switched off the handball. It is activated, but not for penalties. Just to make sure that doesn't happen. We had a couple of interesting ones in today's episode, so I decided to just turn it off more than anything because I don't want to have a situation where the game is separated by a stupid handball decision. Competitor mode is on, 7 minutes a half, hoping it's quite the game for our last match in a Dortmund shirt, if it is to be that. It's a 5 at the back from Hoffenheim, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this. We'll take a better look at the teams in-game. Starting with the Hoffenheim 11 then, and as you see, Berkey lines up against his former club in goal for Hoffenheim, and they have their back 5. Luis Felipe at the heart of the defence, whilst Oscar and Fernandez are trying to be the creative midfielders, with Rafa Leao, Miranchuk and Chenzig under, looking to profit from any created chances by popping them in the back of the net. But for Dortmund, it's a usual starting 11, and all the pressure really is on us to bring home this trophy. You'd expect us to win the game on form and on talent. Here it is then. And on our subs bench, Joaquin Correa, Mariano Chan, all featured a fair amount, including Palacios as well this season in the starting 11, but are all on the bench today and have an opportunity to make their mark off of the bench. In terms of that though, McKennie, Llorente and myself, if we dominate this midfield battle, we should be in a good position to win the game. So we are underway then, and Hoffenheim kicking from left to right in this first half. Oscar trying to create early on with Rafa Leao giving support. And Dortmund back with numbers behind the ball, not really willing to putting a challenge just yet. So Fernandez now in possession. And this is where we really have to be careful. An early goal for Hoffenheim would be a disastrous start for us. Miranchuk here unable to create a chance, but somehow Oscar has still got this. And now Leao will shoot. Jonathan Tah with the first block of the match. But it's quite the positive start made here by the underdogs, I guess you could call them. They still had a really good year in the Bundesliga, Hoffenheim. It's just the difference in quality and how good this Dortmund side have been, which is really the reason why there's so much expectation on our shoulders, right? Especially when you've just won your most recent games, scoring 10 goals and not conceding any. This now is the first bit of possession for us then, as we can take it forward. Haaland searching for a run, not able to get behind, but he spreads it out to this left-hand side for Luka Jovic, and we're sort of just occupying a central area. Haaland's ball through to Llorente! We've had literally 30-40% of possession. That's the first time we've been on the ball, but it's the first shot and the first goal of the night, taken well by Marcus Llorente. And we don't need the ball, because when we have it, we're so clinical with it. And Berkey can just watch on as that ball is fired back across him. And out of all the players on the pitch, I wasn't expecting that Llorente would be the one to score the first goal of the night. And that doesn't work if you're Hoffenheim. After all of the ball they've had in and around our penalty area, 10 minutes until half-time. And honestly, since that goal's gone in, Hoffenheim have looked a little bit off it. You know, in the first 5-10 minutes, I was worried that they would be pretty much just sat on the edge of our penalty area. And since that goal, it's been all Dortmund, you could say, as Llorente out to Eriksen in a little bit of space. Eriksen holds it back for Llorente, and it would have been quite the goal if he'd have been able to find the target. And both of Dortmund's best chances fall in the way of Marcus Llorente in this first half. He took one of them, and I don't know where Berkey is attempting to save there, because he jumped completely out the way. And if that was a little bit lower from Llorente, it's going in. It'll be Haaland to get the second half underway, and 62% of possession in that first half for Hoffenheim. But that's kind of the story of Dortmund, really. Letting teams have the ball and then just being clinical when we do get it ourselves. So we're not too worried about that stat, to be fair. I mean, you can kind of see as Miranchuk is on the ball here, he had a very, very difficult first half. He was very much an isolated figure. There was just no support really for him, as Weston McKennie seemed to be fouled there, but the referee allows play on, and this falls here for Oscar. And he looks for a shot, and he gets it away at the near post. And Vlaco Dimos, with a strong left hand, is denied Oscar an equalising goal with the first sight, really, of the night for Hoffenheim. And it was going in as well, so it's a top save from Dortmund's number one. And this is a bit of a disastrous start, really, to the second half. If Hoffenheim can find an equaliser, I've managed to block that header. But it's still going to be another Hoffenheim corner. We have to clear this away. Oscar to deliver, goes a bit deeper this time. The ball bounces in the box and eventually falls for a goal kick. You just get the sense that we might need a second goal here to make sure of this result, as we are trying to provide it now. Here is Haaland over on the left. He's got a bit of space to work with. His delivery into the box is not bad. And Hoffenheim still cannot clear their lines just yet. Now McKennie, we're over on the right-hand side in a bit of space if he can find us, and he does. Looking for a cross back into the middle, and Skov Olsen will block it, and it's out for a throw-in, sadly. I thought we might have just stolen a corner, if you will. As there's a change for Hoffenheim. Vinicius on for Miranchuk, not really surprised there. Struggled to get into the game, Miranchuk, so I had a feeling that was coming as Sancho finds that ball, and we are onside as well, near post, and Milenkovic has to put it behind, and Dortmund, this is better from us. We're controlling things now. 12 minutes left, and Hoffenheim not found a way through this Dortmund defence so far. That one chance they had as Haaland on the turn uses footwork brilliantly, and he's put it narrowly wide. That was so good until the finish from the big man. You can see his footwork was quality. I mean, it's actually not narrowly wide. It's quite some way wide of that post. But yeah, I mean, Hoffenheim had that one chance, didn't they, which Vlaco Dimos was alert to, and he made a good save at his near post. But I guess one of the reasons we've been so successful as well, not only have we had free-flowing attacking football in the 2 years we've been here, we've had a renowned defensive, you know, just essentially wall at the back. We've been so good defensively. You know, we lost Tapsoba as well, who was a big part of our defence, but even then, Hintega, Klosterman, Pau Torres have all done well, including Jonathan Tah as well. So yeah, it was always going to be tough for Hoffenheim to even score tonight, but when you go 1-0 down after 11 minutes and have to go on the attack, it's even harder, as Weston McKennie once again is intercepting play, as he has done so many times. Klosterman just calmly plays it to Jovic with 6 minutes to play. The second goal for us would pretty much do this. Maybe last chance saloon right now then as Oscar, and look at this, Hoffenheim need to get players forward. I mean, he's bought a free kick there, Oscar, because I don't think Klosterman really fouled him. But now's a real chance then for an equaliser for our opponents. Skov Olsen is standing over the free kick. Weston McKennie off. Emre Can on for Dortmund. Under will take this. And actually, sorry, Skov Olsen, who goes for goal. And I don't think that was the right decision from the left wing back, because I think he should have tried to put the ball into the box. And you can see that time is really not on their side. And but for a major error from Borussia Dortmund, this game is all but done. And we will potentially end our time here with another trophy, another win as well. As Sancho, we've got a minute and a half to play. Palacios just easily into our feet. And you can see we're not going to give this ball away cheaply. Back to Can, just keep hold of possession. Now look towards the middle. Palacios, Sancho on the turn. Haaland back to Sancho. Can we get a shot away? He does. Haaland will take over, and still it's Palacios into our feet, and you can see that it's all a little bit tight in there, and we now get the shot away. Skov Olsen blocks it, the ball's in the air, Haaland trying to win it, Berkey forced to punch, referee end this game off. Let's win the DJWood again, and for the final time, maybe in a Dortmund shirt, we've won another game, we've won another trophy, and you can see what it means to the players and the fans. It might not have been the Champions League this season, but we still do the double. My friends, what a couple of seasons we have enjoyed here at Borussia Dortmund. Deserved winners on the night, and Llorente's goal enough to pick us up yet another trophy. That's 5 trophies. Well, actually 7. Actually more than 7 if you count the UEFA Super Cup and the other one. I can't remember the name of it. The one you play right at the start of the season. But just for that, forgetting those 5 actual, like, you know, end of season trophies, if you will. That's 2 DJWokals, 2 league titles, and a Champions League as well. at our time here at Borussia Dortmund. Now, I obviously don't know where we'll end up, but hopefully it'll be as entertaining and as fun as it has been here. I said it before, they are probably the best side that we've been a part of, Borussia Dortmund, in any of the My Player series. We're going to skip the days ahead. Let's take a look at who wins the Champions League, who wins the Europa League. I'm going to say Man City will be Champions League winners, but we will find that out in just a moment. And then as for, you know, me and the transfers, I don't know, honestly, whether or not we'll have to go out on loan or if it will be a transfer, because it's always a bit strange when you're trying to leave. And there you go. So Manchester City are the Champions League winners with a 2-0 win over PSG. Might be a team that we end up going to. Tottenham Hotspur ended up beating Arsenal in the North London Derby Europa League final. That hurts as an Arsenal fan, but I did say there's potential for that to happen. It did happen. Frustratingly though, Arsenal didn't end up winning the Europa League. Unreal. Right, the other leagues then, before we go today, I said we'd take a look at how Arsenal finished, but more importantly, did Norwich end up back in the Premier League? Because it was so close the last time we checked with 2 league matches to go. So starting with the Prem, here is the final Premier League table, Arsenal 7th. Wait a minute, has that changed from the last episode? I'm sure they were 6th and couldn't be caught. Wait a sec, Championship. Okay, well, Norwich have regained promotion to the Premier League by finishing 2nd. Maybe I'm just losing it. Maybe Arsenal were 7th last time out as well, possibly. But anyway, Norwich are back in the Prem, which is obviously good. The French League, oh my. I was about to say PSG have walked it, but they finished on the exact same points as Lyon and ended up winning the league. That's incredible. Wow. Lyon was so close to the league title, man. All right, Serie A, which is somewhere where I may be thinking about going to for the next season if we can. Juve topping it by a point. Inter Milan in 2nd. The thing with Italy, though, is I wouldn't want to go to Juve because I don't like the fact they're called Piemonte Calcio in this. So it would be Inter, probably, and I'm not sure if they can afford our transfer fee. AC Milan, I don't think would be able to either, and then outside of those, there's not too many other teams that interest me in Italy. Eredivisie won by PSV, so Ajax not able to get a title there. Liga NOS, what about that? Benfica beating Porto to the Portuguese league title. The Scottish Premiership, Rangers beat Celtic to the title. And for La Liga, we're about to see that Real Madrid finished top. 97 points. Barcelona on 96. Point in it. Fair enough, Real. They knocked us out of the Champions League. Went on to win La Liga. So at least we can say we were knocked out by the winners of Spain. But for now, that pretty much ends off our time here with Borussia Dortmund. Of course, we'll take a look at how we perform throughout the entirety of the season in all competitions. The front three of myself, Sancho and Haaland, I guess you could say, was unreal. We were part of so many goals in our time here. I'm really going to miss playing with these two guys. But at the same time, we need to move on, get a new challenge, and see what we can do. And I'm sure we'll probably beat Dortmund at some stage down the line, maybe in a Champions League. But 51 appearances for Haaland, Sancho, and Klosterman. 23 goals for Sancho, 26 for Haaland, 30 for myself, 37 assists in all competitions. That's 67 goals that we've been a part of in 49 appearances, which is nuts. McKennie with 47 appearances, as I said, truly, truly outstanding. He has been this season. Eriksen in there as well, Luka Jovic with 46, which when you look at that, 31 Bundesliga games to only have 2 goals and 4 assists to his name is pretty bad, right? I mean, just looking at the goals in general it's a 3-man show. But that's to be expected. We moved down anyway, and you can see how other players have performed and what they've done. Thorgan Hazard still at the club now at 32. But in terms of like myself and looking at the overall price that we would cost, that's where I go back to my point of I'm not sure if we'd be able to get transferred away. It might have to be a loan deal. But I'll let you guys know, and we'll take a look if we have a new team next episode. If you enjoyed today's, a like would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, stay safe, everyone. Take care. Have a great day. Have a great evening. And I'll catch you all again soon. Until then, adios.